From the locker room at the M&M Multimedia Studios, this is the Six Man Podcast. When it comes to technology, these guys are running the fast break. Now, straight off the bench to save the game, it's your technology champions, Mike Early and Alex Johnson.
So welcome to our first show of the Six Man Podcast. We're coming live to you from the locker room at M&M Multimedia Studios here in Fort Myers, Florida. This is our first venture into podcasting. So, Alex, why do we do the podcast?
Well, we felt there's a lack of a single source for knowledge regarding the different technologies for business owners or overloaded IT staff or leaders in business today. Technology
is moving at an exponential pace.
Absolutely.
And as a six man coming off the bench, we help businesses really break down the X's and O's, I guess, if we're going to put it into a basketball terminology, of how technology is going to affect and help their businesses grow and dominate with technology.
You know, it's crazy. It's almost impossible in today's ever-changing technology world for business owners or, again, you know, IT leaders who are crazy putting out fires all day long to be able to look forward or lean into the future, right? Because they're so busy in their day-to-day work, right? They're busy running their business, doing what they do, right?
Absolutely.
And so sometimes they don't have time to go do that research, the ability to contact hundreds of vendors to look for one solution, to source through all of those things. It is time consuming. There's a cost to that to them, and it's offloading of large workload to work with our trusted technology advisor.
Right. So that goes into our show today.
Right.
But the podcast is really a place where companies, business owners, IT executives, CIOs, whatever, could literally listen to what we have to bring. We're going to bring in guests from all the industry leaders out there and try to break it into a layman's terms exactly what the different technologies and how it can help their business. And I think that's a very important thing.
Well, you know, and briefly, I like to tell people when I'm out and about and they're confused as to what a trusted technology advisor is. You know, I like to explain to them very simply, we educate, right? And then help source and secure the best solutions for their budget, right? And so I like the idea when you and I originally discussed this podcast that this is not a salesy podcast, right? This is us bringing cutting edge technology providers to the business owners, to the overworked IT guy or gal, so that they can see what solutions out there on a quick note, right? This isn't going to be a long, drawn-out podcast. This is going to be something very organized and direct. We are going to educate the people, the world out there in regards to some technologies that they may or may not know about. And again, today's going to be a great show with the people we have on the backside here.
Yeah. So today's show is the role of the trusted advisor in business today. Based on Avant Communications' State of Disruption report, 82% of enterprise customers work with a trusted advisor. Why is that? Well, I'll say that they're smart first. But as we stated earlier, the rate of change is so fast that most IT teams, business owners, organizations just can't do it alone.
Right.
So, Alex, what is a trusted advisor in your eyes?
In essence, we are an extension of that IT team, right? Of that C-level ownership who needs that research, who wants help in, as Avant would say, right, that it's disruptive. However this disruptive affects your business, right? The trusted advisor helps you navigate that ever-changing world of technology, right? Because of our history as a trusted advisor and our track record, right, we have a better understanding of the multiple vendors throughout the multiple industries. And again, that's not just because of us. It's as trusted advisor. It's It's some of the tools that are given to us. Again, we're going to learn some of that on the back end here today, right?
We're agnostic, right? A trusted advisor brings multiple solutions that have been tried, tested, and proven, right? We give the pros and the cons of each one of the vendors and how it's going to affect the individual business owner, the CIO, the IT staff, and they get to decide which is going to work best for their business.
Right. They still have control over the whole process, right? They're the boss. We bring them all of the solutions, and they then make that decision, right? The final decision is theirs.
Right.
Quickly, or as best we can describe it, right? A trusted advisor is a business owner or a CIO's best friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If they bring them in, they're going to obviously get the best types of solutions that can help their business, as I love to say, dominate the competition with technology.
That's right.
Because if they're not doing it now, their competition is.
That's right.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? One of the things I always, I've been in the industry for way too long, lost a lot of hair because of it. But when I worked for larger telecom technology companies, you always went into a business trying to be that trusted advisor, bringing everything, but you only had one, their product set that you could actually sell,
right?
Which was impossible. You just could never be that trusted advisor for them. You could only sell that particular, technology or whatever they had in my bag of tricks. There, you just could never, ever do that. So,
that was true in some of the previous MSPs that I was part of, right? Once you get your specific stack of products, you're kind of locked into that, right? And that's just simply because if you have a staff, that's what they're learning, right? We were very fortunate on the trusted advisor role, right? That it works a little differently. Again, putting that power into the end user's hands. What solution is best for their organization? What solution is going to take them to the next level?
Absolutely. And that's basically how Traverse spread their, got their wings sprouted,
Right.
We have a massive portfolio of solutions, over 100 plus companies that can help a company really, really, and I'm going to say this for the third time today, dominate with technology.
Yeah, absolutely.
So today we have a special guest from Avant Communications. Bana Cashew, our guest today, was recently awarded the CRN's Most Powerful Women of the Channel for 2021. She's very passionate about her company. You're going to see that in a second. She'll probably jump through the screen. She brings a lot to the trusted advisor community for companies like ourselves. She provides resources that empowers us, like Traverse, to provide next generation IT solutions to companies and businesses owners that are listening right now. She's the Regional Vice President of Sales at Avant. I am pleased to introduce my friend and business partner, Bana Cashew. Welcome, Bana, to the show.
Hey, welcome. Yay.
Hey, well, congratulations on the show. I am honored to be the first one on the 6-Man podcast. And thanks for having me.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be our first guest? You excited? You got goosebumps?
I totally do. It's like a layup, though.
It looks like she's dressed to play golf. I'm thinking she's going, can we be done here, please?
That's later this afternoon, and hopefully the rain stays away. So.
Hey, but we love the idea that you're wearing a sporting outfit on a sporting type podcast. So how cool is that?
So how are you braving the new world that we're working in since the world of COVID started?
Well, it's been interesting. So as someone who works with trusted advisors across the East Coast day in and day out, and with some of your customers, it's interesting to see the changes in the environment. At the beginning of this whole thing, we're like, okay, it's a brave new world. Let's see what technologies we need. We found companies scrounging to be cloud ready. Those that had cloud opportunities that were 12 to 18 months from now suddenly found themselves pivoting to today because they found themselves with a work from home workforce. However, I will say this, we're taking a look at the industry insight, as we often do at Avant, and what's happening in the environment. And as people slowly re-enter the workplace, you will see a different kind of evaluation of the technologies that companies need in order to be effective, efficient, and obviously continue to stay relevant, not only in the marketplace, but to their employees, to talent that they're seeking, to their customer base. So
Right.
it's critical to engage a trusted advisor like Traverse that has the industry insights and this IT decision-making platform that we've created, so that you can have a business conversation and not just a technology conversation.
Absolutely. So, Banna, before you came on, Alex and I were talking about the trusted advisor in the business world today. We're going to put you on the spot. What's a trusted advisor in your eyes?
Well, it's interesting. It depends. You know, you have the trusted advisors that are using the term very loosely. So buyers beware, customers beware. And you have trusted advisors that are IT consultants, may have been doing it for years. But then you have trusted advisors like Traverse, that is actually backed by an army of engineers, agnostic engineers, backed by the most powerful customer-facing tool that empowers a trusted advisor. It enables them to ethically pit a lot of the market against one another, removing the fatigue from you as a customer. So you're able and capable to see the resources that Traverse provides today and some of the use cases that of customers they've solutioned in the past, if you will.
Right.
In addition to that, you referenced a great report, which is the State of Disruption report, which is a customer-facing report. We use our data and research to help decision makers like yourself uncover why customers are looking to move in whatever technology solution and what the leading technologies will be in the upcoming 6, 12, 18 months. Instead of looking in the rear view mirror, we enable Traverse to help end customers in real time. So real customers like you have responded to that research, and at Traverse, we're more than happy to share that report with you.
Yeah,
so
very well stated. So with that, partners like ourselves, right, Traverse, the trusted advisors, we do have abundance of different partners that we can choose from. We have chosen Avant. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's dig a little deeper into the true tools and resources that we have at our fingertips as trusted advisors that Avant gives us, and what it means to that business owner.
So here's what it means. We are your research and analytics platform that gives you 99% of the intellectual property regarding X as a service. So connectivity, security, unified communications as a service, contact center as a service, SD-WAN, co-location. So we've enabled you with all this intellectual property. We've equipped you with that intellectual property and put it right at your fingertips in order for you to share that wealth, that knowledge as a true trusted advisor, a true consultant to the customer. So that as you're looking at evaluation, or as you're evaluating solutions, you are finding the right solution for your needs as a customer with and by utilizing Traverse and working side by side. In addition to that, Traverse has access to subject matter experts and engineers that are agnostic. They're trained across various providers. So we're looking at 90 connectivity providers and carrier services, over 1,600 data centers globally. Should never pay for a consultant ever again. Engage Traverse in your data center consolidation in your next cloud strategy. And over 100 cloud solutions within our portfolio. And we did all this again to remove the fatigue, to ensure that we truly are ethically pitting providers against one another. And frankly, due to the constant change in technology, to ensure that you as a customer are protected, because not one size fits all. And so let Traverse be your ally in any of the technology projects that you have moving forward.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we're getting the high sign from the coach. We're going to have to take a few minute break here get a word from our sponsors.
Hello.
Hello never sounded so good with Ring Central, the leading provider of business cloud communications. Our powerful, easy-to-use platform provides secure and reliable business communications at your fingertips. Easily manage and route your calls, message your team, switch to video, communicate, collaborate, and connect via any mode, any device, and any location. Make Ring Central your MVP. Message, video, and phone together. Ring Central. Work together from anywhere. No team can win a championship without a good six-man. Now back to your technology champions, Alex and Mike.
Welcome back to the Sixth Man Podcast. And we're going to continue on with our friend, Vanna Cashew from Avant Communications.
We are talking resources and tools.
Resources and tools
that we have as trusted advisors to provide expertise to the business community.
Right.
So one of the resources that I mentioned is your platform for IT decision making. Traverse has a platform where we can demonstrate live 1,600 data centers globally and showcase them. We can also see connectivity opportunities within the continental United States. So if you're looking for any kind of connectivity projects, we're here to help and map that out for you. In addition to providing you with napkin pricing, if you will, if that is still a sales term that's being used popularly. As a trusted advisor, one of our consulting engagements is engaging the right teams within your organization. And we go through a process with our interactive quick assessments that we've created to ensure that we're finding you the right providers within our portfolio and ensure that we're providing you with the right solution for your business continuity or your business goals. So as often as technology changes, our providers change, the offerings change. And so we're here to assist you with that using the tools that we have. What are some of the other tools within our portfolio that are available to our customers at Traverse today, Mike?
So you say the IQAs, we have that on our website. Customers can do it anonymously, come to our website, fill out the information regarding if they're looking for a unified communications platform, data centers, as you stated, internet access, cloud, co-location, whatever they want. They can put their information in, what they're looking for, the landscape that they currently have, what they're looking for in the future. And that goes up to our sales engineers, and they calculate out and assess everything that they need to have and want, and give them a portfolio of providers to look for.
Right.
And then from there, we'll sit down with those individual business owners and go over the different platforms and set up meetings with the sales engineers to review that as well, or the individual companies if that's what they want to do, to interview the companies. So that helps a business owner, like the people that are out there listening right now, really, truly, and I'm going to say it again, dominate with technology. I know you're tired of that, aren't you?
I might have heard it once or twice in pre-production.
What are we doing? Or dominating? Is that what you said?
Yeah, dominate your competition with technology.
Hey, they give out a Sixth Man award for a reason, right?
Right. That's exactly.
Well, and you can always use this podcast as a drinking game. Every time Early says dominate, we drink.
I like your attitude.
Listen, Mike doesn't need another reason to drink.
That's
I give him enough reasons.
So all kidding aside, though, what is that website, Mike? Can you state that website, and we'll flash it on the screen so that if you want to try out one of those interactive quick assessments.
That's a great idea. Thank you. It's gettraverse.com. GETTRAVERSE.com.
So real quick, Mike, so that the listeners, or maybe Banna has the answer to this as well, on that tool you speak of, what if Traverse is here in Southwest Florida, and what if my company's in Colorado? What good's that going to do me?
It doesn't matter where we stay. We can be a trusted advisor to anybody across the world. We have customers all over the United States.
So as an IT director, I'm in Aurora, Colorado right now, and today I'm opening up 2 new offices on the outskirts of Denver, and I'm looking for internet service for those 2 locations. Your assessment tool located in Southwest Florida is going to help me up there?
Absolutely. It's a worldwide tool.
Very
good. So we could get you internet access anywhere.
Excellent.
Data centers anywhere in the world.
Excellent. Thank you for that.
And frankly, what has COVID taught us the last year and a half?
Yeah.
And that is we can conduct business anywhere. And we have the capability and ability. I'm still trying to figure out how to operate out of Antigua and still manage a team successfully.
Hey, we could set you up with an SD-WAN if you need one. I've got a question sort of off script. Banna, what through the whole COVID craziness initially and up to today, what have you seen as the most moved product in this COVID world? You know, what do you see your partners and end users engaging you more on?
If that question was going to come up eventually. So here's what we saw in the last year and a half. So thanks for that question. We actually just ran our end of year analysis and research on customer buying power. And like I said, the state of disruption report is also a great tool for what our customers are looking for in the next 6 to 18 months. But what we saw in the last 6 to 18 months,
the year of the COVID,
we saw a lot of panicked directors of ITs with on-site servers still, and of all sizes. You know, often people think, oh, the enterprise customer has everything figured out. Well, not when you have suddenly 750 employees working all across the United States without a cloud strategy that was going to implement that fast or that soon. So as you can imagine, the number one product that we saw was unified communications as a service. And I do believe that you guys are closely aligned with Ring Central, which is the number one leader in this space, along with other UCaaS. We say UCaaS or believe it or not, some customers still call it voice over IP or software voice. And so we have to make sure that we're not communicating in our lingo, if you will. Yeah, lingo. Exactly. Contact center as a service, right? The customer experience was huge for retailers because suddenly we've pivoted from brick and mortar to a vast majority of folks being forced. If they weren't shopping online already, I wish I had that problem. I've always had a shopping problem, period. But suddenly they're having to do and monitor the customer experience. It put a lot of pressure on hospitality, put a lot of pressure on travel, on retailers, just to name a few. So obviously that was definitely a moving technology in the last 6 to 18 months. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention security, right? Right. It's something that needs to be a part of every technology discussion because there are many layers of security, and we often use that term as loose as cloud, right? Right. There are loosey-goosey terms in technology that are used that are overarching. So why you hire a Traverse trusted advisor? Well, because we narrowed down what your security needs are. And so security, whether it's network security, data security, right now, cybersecurity is under attack every day. So you have to think, can your business afford an attack? And the answer is no, no one can afford an attack. So it's important to look at security every time you evaluate the technology. And Alex and Mike certainly have the resources and the providers to help you navigate that environment. And then I predict, just having been in this industry for a long time, that the next wave is really taking a look at your cloud environment. You know, I don't want to bring politics into this discussion. Certainly would be a rebound, but see, I brought in my 6-man thing.
I got you.
Nice.
Got a nice rebound.
Yeah. But I do predict that if you're looking for cloud and data center consolidation projects, then you want Traverse on your side, because not only do they have a tool that can show you 1,600 data centers globally, but there's 60 providers, colo providers. And frankly, who has the time to navigate through all of those and figure out in 2 clicks, you know, what each data center has in terms of capabilities and compliance. In addition to that, I do find a pivot from the hyperscalers and finding a hybrid environment where people are going to evaluate their spend with hyperscalers. So again, why not engage a Traverse when you're having those conversations? So, or fill out, if the cloud assessment is on their website, go check out their website and fill out the assessment, give them a shot.
Did she slip in a comment that she called you a tool?
No.
No?
The tools that we have.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only wearing one earpiece, not two. My apologies.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of Alex's question. So instead of putting a trusted advisor hat on, I want you to put a business owner's hat on for a second here, okay? After the last year, the year of the COVID, we had a lot of people fled the office. Now we're slowly getting back into it, and you mentioned hybrid. I think we have a hybrid of what's going on out there in the business world. If you're a business owner right now, what are the top 3 technologies would you start working at and looking at right now to help your business get out there and run a smooth, safe workplace?
All right, I'm going to give you the political answer, and that is, what technologies do you need to run your business? And those are the questions we ask as trusted advisors, right? I cannot tell you that this square peg is going to fit the round hole. And that's the problem right now in technology sales. The exhaustions that customers are having are due to the fact that they're getting a lot of noise thrown at them, whether it's the phone calls about, okay, we're the number 1 leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant, you know, sell us or buy us. Well, it has nothing to do with the provider or the technology itself. It's how many CEOs are in fact going to have a full operating office moving forward. Even as things open up, they're evaluating who, what, when, and where, and how they're conducting the business. So my question back to the customer, it's, what are your goals? What are your revenue goals in the upcoming year? What are some of the technology projects that you're looking at? Just because unified communications as a service is a big selling
Sexy
solution
term
right now, right? It's the new Kleenex, right?
Yeah.
Even my 3-year-old niece knows what the video conferencing platforms are these days. It's crazy. However, it goes back to what do you need for the business? Is it security first? Is it consolidating data centers? There are customers out there with data centers all over the place. Is there a way to consolidate? Is it unified communications as a service? You know, many jump to the big names, which we are partnered with, right? I don't need to mention them because I have to remain agnostic, as you can imagine. However, I think you can get what I'm throwing down, like some of the larger names in this space, and realize really fast that some of the application integrations that they need, or some of the features and functionalities are not satisfactory for them to run their business. And so then we're doing patchwork and band-aids. So before you get into that, bring in a Traverse so that we can really evaluate what you need and find you the right solution providers.
I think you just pointed out exactly what a trusted advisor does, right?
Yeah.
They educate, right? It's not we have an initial meeting with clients. We don't sit down and start talking pricing or solutions. We're asking questions, right? What are you doing today? What do you want to do tomorrow? What do you want to do 5 years down the road, right? You said it earlier as well, Banna. You said, we're not looking in the rear view, right? We're full throttle forward.
Right. We're leaning into the future.
And we're going to help you with that travel.
Right. Yep.
We don't want to just sell you a product today and forget you tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. It's the benefit of aligning with a trusted advisor is that we're here for you through the lifespan of your technologies. We at Avant, for example, are constantly looking at the next gen technology that's coming down the pike so that we can equip Traverse with that intellectual property, with the right contacts, with the ease of implementation, so that you're not having to deal with the ramifications of trying to search for some of these solutions direct.
Absolutely. That was very, very well put.
Very well put.
We have one last question for you.
I've got one last question
Okay.
for you.
Sorry.
So to keep pace with our Sixth Man podcast, we're going to try to end our wonderful interviews with partners such as yourself with asking you guys, who's your all-time favorite NBA basketball player?
And it's not Bobby Orr.
It's not. I know. Not
She's
a
a
big
hockey
basketball fan, but I will say Michael Jordan. I know it's very cliche, but I like his leadership.
Listen, he's one of
I
the
wish,
best.
I
if
wish
not
we had the
best.
crying Jordan meme right now, just
Right.
splashing up on the screen. Thank you so much.
So much.
You have been an asset to our team from day one. And I know you and Mike have a bit of a relationship, a friendship going back a little bit, but it's been wonderful to get to know you and Dean. And thank you for everything you do for us.
Oh, my pleasure.
We're going to end this, and then next week we're going to be talking about Unified Communications. UCAS with Ring Central. We have Tyson Clark, the regional partner manager of South Florida, and Paula Freeman Clark.
No relation.
Yeah, there you go. Ring Central's manager and partner enablement and customer training. I think if you have any idea of moving from your PBX or another cloud provider that you have, a platform that's not working for you, you're going to really want to listen to this. Currently, they have as Banna said, the #1 cloud provider in the world. So we have them at our next show. So if you're going to, please listen and join us. Thank you so much, Banna.
Excellent.
Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact us, reach out at 239-215-4200. That's 239-215-4200. Or email us at info@sixmanpodcast.com. This segment of the Six Man Podcast is brought to you by the production team and M&M Multimedia. At M&M, we make media that makes you learn, laugh, cry, or buy.